Handle your high with Tadayoshi. All right. Welcome to the show, William. I appreciate you taking the time, man, out of your schedule to be on the show.
Hey, thank you for inviting me, Jess.
Oh, you're welcome, man. We got a chance to chat quickly backstage at the Olympia, and you got second place this year. You did awesome, and I know you. You've been banging out the door the last couple of years. And so how did that feel at the Olympia? I know you've probably been asked that 1,000 times, but how did it feel at the Olympia this year to be off by just one place, one hair?
Yeah. It was like, we all want to win, of course, but I was already happy with my second place, due to a lot of stuff that was going on, in my life, so I was already happy with second place, because I split with my coach, plus I had an injury like 4 or 5 weeks out, so yeah.
What injury did you have? I didn't know you had an injury.
I have hernia. So my hernia, it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes, and this time it just came on the wrong time. And but I still forced it to train myself, and then all of a sudden I had like my artery, like a block vein.
Oh, okay.
So there was like, less blood flowing through my legs, so I couldn't fuel my legs with training, with leg workouts.
Oh wow! Yeah. Is that just is that kind of an intermittent thing that happens every once in a while? Just like circulation issues, or?
No, it was for the first time. The hernia I have like this. I think it was like maybe my whole life, the 4th time or the 3rd time.
Oh, okay.
But from my leg one, that was the first time. So it shocked me, and I was a bit scared as well. Yeah, of course. So
what brought that on? Do you know?
Excuse me. Because of the hernia in my back. Oh. It was like pushing, and it was like blocking a nerve.
Okay.
So yeah.
Are you healthy now? Are you healed up and healthy?
Yeah, I'm going to my physio, every once other week. So now it's getting better, but it's still not 100%. I still got to be careful with training and what I do. So yeah.
Wow. Well, it sounds like there's always. I mean, like this is kind of the sport that we're in, right? We're in the sport where there's the possibility of stuff going wrong.
yeah.
Especially at you can't get no, you can't. You just I guess you roll with the punches, right?
Yes, true, exactly.
Now I didn't know this about you. I did a little research. I knew you weren't from the Netherlands, but you live in the Netherlands now. But you were originally from Ghana, but you sort of hail from Australia, right?
No, people say that
because I think there's like a IMDb, there's like another profile of you on like Wikipedia that says this is what somebody posted this, so maybe they got it wrong.
No, man, I think I saw this one before. I was like, they're wrong because I'm not from Australia. I think maybe because I did that like my second open show.
Oh.
Together with my ex-coach, and I play second behind Sean Roden. So from there going, I don't know, that was the first time that people noticed me.
Oh, so maybe got confused.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Now you grew up. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Ghana, or did you grow up in?
No, I grew up in Holland, in Amsterdam.
Oh wow, that's cool. So what was that like?
I was like 5 years old, when I left Ghana.
Okay. Yeah. So when you growing up in Holland, like I always am fascinated. I love like Germany, Holland, Switzerland, all those areas, Bruges, all those areas just are really wonderful places for me. Yeah. Got great beer. They got great. But what was it like growing up there? I read somewhere that you started bodybuilding when you were pretty young, sort of as an outlet. For stress and for those kinds of things. Tell me about that. Like, what got you inspired, and like, what got you on this path?
Actually, I just wanted to be strong. That was I just wanted to be strong. So I started on an early age with training. I started with soccer, and I did some kickboxing as well. So my mind wasn't with, and even later on, I went for MMA. Because I was, I think, early 20s. And I got injured. And after my injury, I decided, like, it took me like 2 to 3 years to recover. And after that, I decided to do bodybuilding. Oh. So I went to a bodybuilding show in 2007. And then when I saw the guys there, I was like, man, I can do this. I can do this. Next year I will come and I will win the show. The way I said it is the way it went. And from there going, in 2 years' time, I won my pro card.
Wow.
In 2011, I wanted to do the Honor Classic Ohio Amateur. I wanted to win that. I wanted to win my pro card over there as well. But it didn't happen. I placed third. So I claimed my pro card. And then from there going, did a 212, 3 shows in the 212 class, and then moved up to the open class.
Oh, wow. So so you got sort of so you were in sports early on, and then it just sort of fell into bodybuilding. Yeah,
True.
I find that that's usually the way it goes. Either people go right into bodybuilding because they want to be a bodybuilder, or they just sort of accidentally fall into it.
Yeah, with me, I always from the age of 13, 12 years old, people always told me, hey, you should do bodybuilding.
Oh, really?
I didn't know. Yeah, and I really didn't know anything about bodybuilding.
Were you pretty muscular as a kid?
Yes,
okay.
yes. And until later on, I saw movies from Arnold, but I knew Arnold all the time, but I didn't know that he was a bodybuilder before. So all these things came later. Like early in my 20s, I found out all this stuff and start study myself with it. Yeah. So
now, are you? So you must be. I get the impression just from seeing you at the press conferences and hearing some of the dialogue that you're pretty competitive. You're a competitive person. So was that way for all the sports and it just sort of translated into bodybuilding?
I always wanted to be the best, even at school with gym. With the gym classes. I sucked in everything, almost everything except sport. So that was my main thing.
So what does it mean to for you when you think of bodybuilding, your career in bodybuilding right now? What does it mean to you to be the best? What does it mean being Mr. Olympia, or does it mean something more, or what does it mean?
The Olympia is a start. From there you can show people from my background, I had a lot of setbacks. Everybody has them, but from most people don't come out well from the place that I grew up at. And a lot of people never thought, even my old mother, she always told me, I never thought that you William would become like this, so
really,
and she never thought of that, because I was always into bad stuff, always, I was
well, that's how we learn, right?
Exactly, so she never thought of that, so she's really happy about the way things is going. And for me, it's to win the Olympia means a lot to me, because then I can prove and I can show a lot of people from my generation, from my background, that anything is possible. It doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter your past, anything is possible. And that's what I want to prove, and especially me as an African, African boy, I want to prove something, so.
So when you were growing up, what was it? You say you referenced that it was that you had come from a bad neighborhood or whatnot.
Yeah.
What was it like? Paint a picture for me.
It's it's like I got shot when I was 14
Holy
years
mackerel.
old. And these stuff were it wasn't nothing new. It was normal at our
Was there a lot of gangs or something, or a lot of?
Yeah, we had a lot of gangs. A lot of guys who were trying to prove themselves. And so you had it was and after that happened, I became the worst of myself. So I also did stupid things as well, and that kind of saved my life. Because I had to go inside like Juvenile. I stayed there about 3.5 years. I was very young. Yeah, So when I got out, I was still young, and I learned a lot of stuff. And most of my friends, some were dead, and
oh man,
some are still messed up junkies now. So I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky.
When I interviewed last year Dorian Yates, and he kind of has a very similar story growing up, going into juvenile hall, and he said it bodybuilding kind of saved him.
Yes, true.
So did this sound
even
like that
inside? So even when I came inside, so the guys, they saw me, the guards, and there were some guards who were giving fitness over there, and they saw me, and they were talking about me. So they were already talking about me. Yeah, there's a new guy here. You have to see him. You have to see him. And when they saw me, normally you have to wait about 6 months, about 6 months to a year before you can get to the fitness group. You know, it took me like, yes, it took me like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I got in the, yeah, seriously. And I got in the fitness team. I got the education, everything, you know, because the guy was so, Andre de Heus, he was so admiring my physique, you know, and he was like, you know, I need to help this guy. I even failed my test. Me and the other guy, we failed our test. So he gave us like a, you know, a chance, you know, to do it again, like a re-exams. And actually, we failed the game, but he was giving us the answer. He was like, what's this? And I was like, is this? He said, no, stupid club. Then he hit me on my head like that. He said, it's supposed to be this. So he kind of helped me and the other guy, you know, to pass, you know. So, yeah.
Well, I think sometimes things are meant to be, right? Like, you know, sometimes things are meant to be.
Because he was a bodybuilder from heart, you know. He was like, you know, big dude, you know, like, so he really, like, I still like, this, like, when I was 15 years old, around 15 years old. So it's a long time ago, and I still remember him. You know.
So were they trying to give you like some skills or things so that when you
left?
left?
He was training me. He was killing me, man. I got inside there, and like he was like, I got inside. I was like, you know, like big, but not that big. You know. So when I got inside with all the food, the milk, all the stuff that I didn't eat at home, you know, and with the training there, I had like 4 times in the week training, and 5 days. Yes, 5 days. We had like a theory, you know, about sport. Right, yes, theory, and also training. Yes, yeah, and also training. So we were training like almost every day, like 4 or 5 days in the week. And he was killing me, you know, testing all those kind of stuff on me, and he was killing me, man.
It sounds like it was like bodybuilding university.
Yeah, exactly.
You had a nice education. Yeah. So it was a good thing that some of these things happened. You got a good education.
It was, and I was like, for me, it was. To be honest with you, I didn't feel like, you know, I was like, I don't want to go there again. You know, my muscle was hurting. It was like, you know, like having a flu, you know, like having a flu your first time when the muscle is hurting so much, you feel like you are getting a flu. That's what I was feeling. And I was like, man, I don't want to go anymore. You know, I don't like this, you know. So it took me a while before I got used to it, because I wanted to challenge the other guys that I was stronger than them. You know, because that was always my thing. I wanted to be stronger than the other guy, you know. So, you know, with that, you know, I, you know, tried to force myself to like it. Eventually, I liked it because I was beating everybody, you know, with the weights. And yeah, so there were a lot of guys that were bigger than me there, you know, but I think within a few months' time, I was bigger than everybody else. You saw the, you know, the stretch marks, you know, everywhere. Yeah.
Oh wow! So your body just responded. You just blew up.
Yes, exactly. I just like blowed up. Yeah.
That's really amazing. What happened? So when you got out and you went back to your old neighborhood and
oh no, we moved.
Oh, yeah. You moved. Okay, so then you moved from. Did you stayed in the Netherlands or somewhere?
Still in the Netherlands, yes, but to another neighborhood. Yeah, close to Amsterdam, near Amsterdam. But
so what's that like? Was it better? Was it a better surroundings?
It was. Yes, it's for your. It's quiet, more quiet, peaceful. You know, not a lot of coffee shops, not a lot of shit, and yeah, it's just more peaceful. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. What do you? So now, when you look back at those years, do you see how it? Do you feel like it made that was what sort of formed who you are in the bodybuilding in your own?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
So what? How do you see? Because these days, man, the criticism is that you go into the gyms and nobody really works out hard and all these and so how do you see it when you go to the gym to see these guys and gals?
Yeah, I in the beginning, I was like, it's annoying, especially when you have to do your stuff on the equipment where someone is sitting on. But now I just focus on something else. I'm like, if it's occupied, I will go to something else, do something else, and then come back later, or ask them like, hey, how many sets do you have? And sometimes I will try to make a joke with them, like, hey, bro, we're here to train. Make a laugh with them, a talk, and so they will feel comfortable, but still understand the hint. You understand? Right.
Yeah. Amsterdam's one of those places that I've always wanted to go, just because it sounds like a pretty cool place. Do you like living there? Do you like living there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know no one else. No place. Yeah, Like, for me, better than Amsterdam. So I love my city. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. But everybody should love where they're at. And I
Yeah.
saw an interview with you with Ron at the Olympia, and he was saying, and he asked you if you would ever consider moving to the United States. And you said, hey, bodybuilding's everywhere. I totally agree with you, by the way, that it is a global, worldwide sport now.
It should be like that.
It should be
like that. So
for so long, we've been a little bit U.S. centric, and I think, and what I'm seeing these days is that all the good, exciting new athletes are really coming from other countries.
And
so I'm glad
it's growing worldwide. It's growing worldwide, and that's what we need, not just for the USA, but all over the globe, all over the world, so it's beautiful to see, new athletes like Hadi Chopan, from Iran. Iran is like, politically, they're not good with the USA, but this is about sportsmanship.
This is not about politics, man.
You understand?
Besides, I think as a bodybuilder, I think people like you and me and anybody else who shares a love for bodybuilding, we have something in common, like outside of the realm of politics. Like, these are things that can help bring us together, I think.
Yeah. True, I believe that as well. Yeah.
So now, when you think, I'm just curious because I love the story, your beginning story and how you evolved. I love to understand these people's story because it really forms who they are, right? Your beginnings, and then when you look at your life today, because you've done really well. You have an amazing physique, and you have such good years ahead of you. I know. And so, did you ever think that you'd be like sitting in this position and looking at a career like this and doing what you love doing? Because some people go to jobs they fucking hate, right? Like every day.
I know, so I can see my neighbors. I know.
So how do you, especially coming from the background? Because I know I came from a poor background.
I feel like I'm, really fortunate and blessed, to be in this position and to motivate and inspire a lot of people all over the world. So I never thought of myself to be in this position, actually. And it also made me grow each day as well, because now it's like I got a responsibility as well, because, so I watch out with what I say, you understand? I also watch out. I say what I feel when I want to say.
I know you
do. I still do that.
I know you do.
From the heart, but I just formulate it better than before, and try to not to curse, and stay calm, and these are things that, bodybuilding has taught me as well, especially when I won the Arnold. I was like, this is, and also with my ex-coach, he told me as well, Neil, he told me, like, this is a responsibility. I said, I know that. It's a big responsibility, so you don't want to do something stupid and people would be like, this guy who won the Arnold Classic did this and this and this, you don't want that. You understand? It's a bad name for the sport, bad name for Arnold, and bad name for yourself. So to me, anyone who wins Arnold Classic or like Mr. Olympia, it's a big title, it's a big responsibility and you have to act like that, so these are things that I'm learning as well. So I'll be like, second place with Olympia, I'm happy with it because I wasn't ready for Mr. Olympia yet. Maybe I was ready for my physique, but how do I say this? My mentality yet, I'm not ready there yet. You understand? The responsibility to take that responsibility. Maybe I'm not ready yet, so that's why I probably got second place, Well,
you certainly, I think I can see an evolution, not only in your physique, but also in you as a person, in your presence in the industry, which is good. Yeah. I actually really, and I've, when you've gone through some hard times and things, especially with your last coach, and I'm good friends with Neil. He's a great guy. Yeah. But I just interviewed him on my for this podcast as well. Yeah. And I sent you some love because I kind of felt like you were struggling emotionally with the whole issues. And I've seen it in the past where you have let your heart on your sleeve and you kind of let it out. And I respect that. And I'll tell you why. I don't know if you may have wanted to come across differently to other people, but I give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and I try to come to everything with understanding. But what I like is that I've always sensed a really deep sense of sincerity and honesty from you as a person in the sport, as a pro. Sometimes, as you and I know, guys and gals out there, they put on it's like they have one persona. It's a mask. Exactly. Yeah. So I appreciate that about you. Do you? And I hope, and I'm sure it's just part of who you are. I hope you continue to do that. Because
I will. I won't change myself. The only thing that I mean by, like, is like I'm growing. Is like I'm learning to talk in a different way. Understand? Like not streetwise. You understand? Like the way I talk with my friends. So that's what I mean by it. And plus, not to get like, because I'm kind of like, my background, aggressive guy, very alpha, so
sure.
even that now, I'm calming down, day by day, even with my daughter, like, sometimes, she do something stupid, I look at her, she start looking at me, she come to me, she give me a kiss, and I just melt down, man. I'm like, so.
Dude, it happens, man.
Yeah, I have the soft side as well, so now I'm letting more of the soft side of me,
So you have, last I heard you were engaged, but you're not married yet, no?
No, not yet.
Not yet. And you have a daughter, right? One daughter?
Yes, I have one son from my other relationship. He's 9 years old now, almost 10. I have a daughter, 18, 19 months now, and a son recently. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
in September, born after the Olympia.
Oh well, congratulations! Oh, that's right. Congratulations! Yeah. Congratulations on all that.
Thank you.
That's awesome because that's one. I always tell people one of my favorite titles I've ever gotten in this life was Daddy. And it was true. Daddy, and I have a daughter, and so I'm. I'm actually looking. I wish on you the same kind of love and the same kind of wonderful feelings that I've gotten from my daughter. It is like, but raising a daughter, and you probably already can feel this already coming that. In your life, that when you're raising a daughter, man, it changes your world perspective, especially on women.
It's different. It's different with the boy,
It is
way much different, man. So
I think I would have been harder on if I had sons, but I would have been.
If I look back on my firstborn, I was so hard on him. Now when he looks at me the way I play with my daughter, he still he doesn't understand it's me. So, but I always tell them, I didn't want you to be, understand that people will like walk over you, you understand? So I wanted you, to be strong, to come up for yourself, so, but now he understands. But before he didn't understand, and with my daughter, I can't. Her mother punish her. I can't punish her.
I can't do it either, man. I can't do it.
I can't punish her, yeah. I don't want her to be mad at me at all,
I think when my daughter was really little, because she's 10 now. When she was really little, if I even raised my voice, I would see her little lip quiver, and I'd be like, "Oh no!" I'm like, "Oh, sweetheart, it's okay, it's okay."
I had these same problems with my niece. So sometimes, my son, I will pick him up with my niece, my sister's daughter, and they were like 6 months different, and they will play together, and then my niece will do something, my son will get angry, and I will scream at my son. He was like, "Yeah, I didn't do nothing." I'm like, "Yeah, but he's a girl. What you want me to do?" So
I think it's that protective nature that we have.
Yes, I think so as well. Yeah.
What's now outside of the sport of bodybuilding? What do you like? What's the stuff that you like? I just did a podcast with Luke Sando, and we talked a lot about comic books and movies and stuff like that. The stuff that we liked because I happen to have a love for it. But what kind of stuff do you? What's stuff that people don't know that you like have a thing for?
I like shooting.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Like target practice.
Yeah. Yes. So, but we don't have these. We have it here, but it's difficult here in this country, to.
Do they? I thought they don't allow guns, right? Or you can't really. No, so you have to go to a range.
Yeah. This even then, it's like a lot of paperwork before you can even. Yeah.
Well, here in the United, living in Arizona. Is one of those open carry states. Like I'm at McDonald's a couple weeks ago with my brother, and there's a dude who's fucking carrying a gun on his side. I'm like, holy crap! Like, what do you need a gun for? But I get it. It's like
for me, okay, that's for me going too far. It's just like
right.
I don't know. I don't just like the adrenaline. I don't know. It's like,
well, there's I don't own a weapon. I don't really, but I've shot before, and I think it's fun. And there's a sense of power, and there's a sense of it is kind of cool. I could play out my dreams of like fucking Rambo and shit,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I was in Russia, and we went with the team, for shooting, and I even forgot that I was working. I enjoyed my whole week just because of that. I was so happy, So because we don't have this stuff here. Yeah.
What do you like to? What was the coolest gun that you shot, or what?
I think the AR.
The AR. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But they call it that Kalishnikov.
Oh, a Kalishnikov.
Okay. Yeah.
And, I'm not super familiar with all the names.
Yeah. Also the 9 US 9. They don't like Russian, and you understand. So, but they had the 9, the Glock. So
I shot
and a
one of
lot of
those. I shot
Russian
a
weapons as well.
I shot a Glock, and it's a for me, it's an uncomfortable weapon to shoot. It's not
It
easy.
is. It doesn't. Yeah.
It
It
doesn't have a
feels
good
a little bit
action.
fake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everyone talks about Glock this and 9
Yeah. Yeah.
millimeter. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It feels a
nah.
little. Yeah.
Give me a
It's a little bit
357.
fake.
Like, give me a 357. That feels a lot better.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. Yeah. So that's one of the things. I like going out for movies as well. Food. Yeah.
Oh, food,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Dinner. Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I don't do much now, man. Yeah.
Your life is pretty much
Just,
bodybuilding, right?
yeah, man. It's
Yeah.
like 24/7 now. Yeah, and plus with the kids, so
That's
yeah.
nice. When you so now to go off to another tangent to speak about food. Everyone likes
Yeah.
talking about food. I'm just curious. You're about 5'7", right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and
172.
yeah, was that? I'm sorry.
172.
Oh, 170 centimeters.
No, 172 centimeters. So it's like 5'7",
Yeah, it's like around,
5'6",
yeah.
5'7". Yeah.
So that's like my height. So I'm always trying to get myself very orientated. But so you're about 5'7". So, and I remember what it was like at my biggest. I was about 272, and I had to force feed, man.
That's big.
It's
Yeah,
big. It was big, and it was
Yeah.
probably a little bit too big. I probably should
I
have.
can reach the 272, man. Woo.
Well, I don't know if it wasn't half of it wasn't quality, but I wasn't over 10%. But I wasn't like
Yeah.
I wasn't. But my point is, I had to really force feed, and it was I was eating like 7,000 calories a day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what? Tell me about your like in the off season, like what kind of volume of food are you eating? Do you eat a lot? Are you one of those people that have a big appetite?
In the off season, I kind of eat like a big portion, but maybe 3 to 4 times a day.
Okay.
I don't even reach the 4 times. So, but 3 big portions. So when I divide it, it's actually the same thing, kind of same amount
Right.
that I would eat in my prep. But only this is like, with fat and shit food and everything between it, So, yeah.
Do you stay?
So with my prep, it's like clean.
Okay.
And then in the off season, it's like anything, but it's about the same amount, but only like instead of 6 times a day, I would do it like 3 times a day, but big portions. So it would take me longer. Instead of 2 hours, every 2 hours, I would eat like every 4 hours.
Okay, gotcha. So you just spread. I get. Do you stay pretty lean year round? I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just natural to your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't help it, man.
No, exactly. Hey, I've worked with a lot of people over the years, and some people are just more naturally inclined.
Yeah.
Their bodies handle nutrients better.
Yeah.
And so you're very fortunate that your body handles it because some people, man, they just have a hard time.
Yeah.
They could really, really watch what they eat, and they'll gain body fat in places that, man, it's just difficult to get off. But, But so it's good. So, but that's also, I think you were probably like that as a kid, and it's carried through to your adulthood.
Yeah, I ate a lot as a kid.
Oh, did really?
Yeah, I ate a lot as a kid. My mom always told me I ate a lot as a kid. Anything, yeah. So
now, what does your weight range go from in the off season? Because I know you competed around 135-ish or 235-ish.
Yes. So like, let's say my original weight is about 100 kg. Okay. 102 kg is like, my
like
natural weight.
225 pounds.
Yes, that's like my natural weight, So in my prep time, I will try to go up to like, let's say 240.
Okay.
Yes, like 240, about 240. Try to reach 250 if I can, but it's sometimes I reach it and sometimes some prep I don't, So, but it's like, let's say between 100 kg and 110 kg.
Okay, so you stay with.
And my highest is, excuse me.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
And my highest is like the highest that I ever weighed. I think it was 113 kg or something like that, or 14. I even sent that. That was that time that he was prepping me. I even sent him a picture of it, and I was so happy. I was like 114 because he wanted me to gain weight.
Your weight doesn't change a whole lot. I mean, it changes maybe 10 to 15 pounds or 4 to 7 kilograms.
Yeah, and I even lowered that. I don't even get over the 112 kg anymore. 111 is my max. When I see that I reach that, I would try to lower my calories. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because it's like, I can't breathe normally. I can't,
Right.
my shoelace. I can't do nothing,
I
So I
remember
try
those
to stay.
days.
Yeah, so I try to stay under that, So also with the training, you are out of breath very quickly, and I don't need it because it's not a powerlifting, it's bodybuilding, So
So when you speaking of that, so when you train,
yeah,
do you what is your training style? You like high volume, a
yes,
lot of movement?
high
Okay.
intensity,
What does that mean for
still
you?
with
Like when you say high
uh,
intensity, is that like you pushing heavy weight? You tell me what.
yeah, still with heavyweight. So I this like I say, like I always wanted to be strong, So I
Right.
would take the heaviest weight that maybe people would do like 4 reps with it, and I would do like 10 to 12 reps with it. Yeah, yeah, And then each time I would try to improve myself, with like one plate more, extra plate, So that's how I've been training all the time, all my life, And sometimes at times you do some drop sets, with but that's more with machines. So like within the machines, I would do some drop sets, and that's more close to my preps, like close to my show.
Uh huh.
So yeah, so before that time, I won't do it because I've been very quick. My metabolism is very fast, so I can't afford it. To train too like we say to make too many sets, and lose a lot of let's say weight, a lot of
Okay.
muscles.
Now
Yeah,
you have every time I've seen you, what's always impressed me is that you have an incredible muscle fullness. You have this really wonderful fullness in your muscles. Do you and I think when I think because Neil had nothing but great things to say about you, and he
yeah.
meant that was
Thanks.
one of the qualities that he always liked as well. That you have
Yeah.
this really great. Is that so you're one of those bodybuilders that doesn't flatten out.
Nah.
So like has that is that would that be accurate to say that?
It really. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I got guys, and I remember for me,
And
I would have to eat. Otherwise, I would
I
just look
know
like a string bean.
I can't like with my appetite is bad. I know that and yes, I know my appetite. I know, but I don't want to. With me, it's like the 218 Olympia. I try to eat more. You understand, and try to gain more size to look a little bit bigger. Because I was facing Rami and those guys. So, but that went totally wrong for me. Because I started to notice that my waist was getting bigger each time. So I was like, like it must be the food. It's nothing else. It must be the food. So I was like, I went back to 100 kg. After the show, yes, I went back to 100 kg and build it up slowly again. That's what I did for the 218, for the 219 Olympia.
Okay.
Just to get my waist in again. Because my waist was starting to get out, and everybody was saying, "Yeah, blocky," and it was true.
Yeah.
But not everybody saw it, but it was true.
So what's your plan and vision for this next year? Because I'm sure are you gonna do anything before the Olympia, or are you gonna just?
Yes, I
Oh,
will.
what are
I
you
will
gonna?
do the yes. Just decided yesterday, so
Oh, you did.
we'll do
Oh,
the yeah. We'll do the Arnold Classic, Ohio.
okay. Good. Well, good.
Yeah,
That'll be awesome. I'll see you there.
yeah.
Let's see. Well, what? Sorry, and I'm sorry if I look like I'm typing. I'm typing. I take notes.
Don't worry, man.
I take notes while I do these podcasts,
Don't
so
worry.
that way
Yeah, yeah.
I could give a rundown of the topics that we talk about.
It's okay. It's okay.
So you got the Arnold Classic, and then you'll go
Yeah,
straight to the Olympia after that, right?
Olympia.
So is
Yes,
that
yes.
now? In previous years, you've done more shows, but right, but this year, this last couple years, I think you've only done like usually just one. Or
Yes, because like I said, in the beginning it was more to prove myself. You wanted to see
I
like
think you did that.
yeah, and yes, we already did that. So now I think like it's fair enough to do like 2 shows, 3 shows in a year. And
So
yeah,
what's your
and plus,
go ahead.
sorry about that. Plus, also doing less shows will give me more time to improve. Understand? Doing too many shows, you will stay the same or even worse. So
Yeah, what is that? What do you want to do for this next year? Like, how do you want to improve on your physique? You did great this last time. I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
I think
could have done better.
you could have done
Yeah,
that. Well, of course, yeah. But
yeah,
that's good. I think that we always learn through
yeah,
those.
yeah,
Through otherwise, when you win, it's great to win, but it's hard to learn, hard to become better from that, right?
Yes.
That's why. Yes. But for you, this year, like, what's in your head? Like, hey, this is what I want to improve. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to be at the Olympia or at the Arnold.
Yeah. I want to be like with the same condition as the Olympia this year, but size wise, I want to be like size wise, I want to be like the Arnolds.
Okay.
Or like the Olympia before, but on the second day. Just the fullness, just because I lost, and I can, if the Olympia was like 4 weeks earlier, 5 weeks earlier, I think things would have gone way different.
Really?
Even condition wise, I was in that condition as I was then, but still because now I saw what they wanted to see.
Oh,
so I was like,
did you just over diet?
I think I over diet as well. Plus, my injury.
Oh, right.
It was like I couldn't do what I normally used to do. I was like, I couldn't lift even 30 kg with seated row. My back was like, it was killing me. Like I couldn't even stand too long. So I had to sit like every 2 minutes. I had to sit on the couch.
Oh wow!
Because it was hurting me so much. Yeah. So I think if that didn't happen, maybe it would really went different because I saw with Brandon he had a lot of size, and I saw that. Yeah, of course, So I think like if I had like that 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, it would be a different show.
I think you keep playing your game. Because I think one of the mistakes, and I mean, everyone's got their own strategy, but I think one of the mistakes that people make, is that they try to follow someone else. They try to compete like on the size game, instead of following what their physique really wants to look their best at. And I think it was wise of you to back off so that you can get your weight back down and build slowly. It was wise to do that. And I think you're the same trajectory, doing that same kind of strategy this year is a good one. I think.
I will do the same thing and just pray that not anything no bad luck like injury happens and I'm good.
Well, what did you think of I was super impressed with Hadi Chopan. I thought I did not expect him to look that good, to be honest. I mean, I knew he was a great bodybuilder, but I didn't expect him to first time at Olympia, boom, he's up there at the top 3, or whatever. Like, what was your impressions when you stand next to him?
I was praising him all the time backstage. I was the one, I was the one advising them like, oh, listen, you have to do this because like. It's on the stage. Like me, when I see talent, I love that. It's competition. You understand? Welcome to the club. You understand? And I know Hadi like 2 years ago from Dubai. We were at Wawan booth. So I know him from there. So and he's a great guy. And so I told him all the time, like, bro, you need to do this. Watch out for this. Watch out for that. And so his translator was telling him all the time. He'd be like, yeah, thank you, brother, thank you, appreciate it. And then we were on stage, and every time, they like, we get out of the round, he want to stay there on the stage. He want to stand there and stay on the stage. So I would like wink him, give him like, hey, come, let's go back. Yeah, let's go to the back. Then you walk after me, we go to the back, and then I will explain to him why. I will tell him, listen, don't stand there. You understand? Get back, get your rest. You understand? Take off your sweat. Make everything cool, and because when you stand there, you're standing in the light. And you have to stand at your best. You can't stand there on stage and look like
you're fade,
catching your breath. You understand? Because once you catch your breath, your stomach get out. People take a picture of it, and you got a social media team again. You understand? So I told him get to the backstage, get your rest. Prepare yourself for the next round. He said, yeah. So that's what he said, thank you. I said, no, thank you. Dexter was even standing next to him, And he was like, yeah, it's right, So you have to, he's doing that. I learned that from Dexter. Every time this guy walking behind, and then go backstage, taking his time, resting, put his feet on ice, you understand? Don't scare. I'm like, okay. And before that time, I didn't do that. I was like, Hadi, I wanted to stay on stage, but there's no point because you're gonna stand there 5 to 10 minutes before you get called again. You understand?
That's
so
like
go to the backstage. Yeah.
That's the
take your rest.
that's the first timers out sort of kind
of. Exactly. Yeah.
You got to pace yourself.
Same thing with warming up. Some guys will start warming up like 30 minutes before the show, and then they get to hear like, oh, we still got 15 minutes left, So you think you are training like about 35, 40 minutes. You are pumping up for what? You understand? And then you get on stage for one time, and then you got to get compared, and then you just,
There's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know really goes on that makes everything look the way that it looks on stage. The guys look this way, and there's a reason why some guys fade fast, and so there's something to be said.
Behind all the time, for hours.
There's something to be said for the experience that you get just competing over and over and over again like that, right? Yeah. Especially on the big stage.
I made the same mistake. I made the same 214, 213, 214, even 215. I made all the same mistakes, like going backstage, pumping up all the, and heavy. And I'm like, why? And then you get on stage and you don't even have no power no more. Everything starts to cramp, you understand? So I learned from that, yeah.
One of the things that is really intimidating, and I'm curious to see how you approached it, was that the Olympia stage, compared to other stages when you competed in other competitions, that is a big stage. Like, there's a lot of people watching. It's a big stage. It feels really immense. I'm just curious from your perspective that, when you first coming in and then now as more of a seasoned athlete.
So again, excuse me.
What was your experience when you first, like the first time you stepped on that Olympia stage?
214.
Yes, So what was that experience like? Like being on that big stage, like that must have been intimidating.
It was a bit scary. You feel like because you new guy, first time. It was like being thrown in the deep. You understand, and learn yourself how to swim. So it was a bit scary. And especially also when I placed like 16, I didn't expect any thing out of it, but still I didn't want to be the last man. Right. So that hurt me a lot. And
what was that like? How did you deal with that?
I felt so embarrassed. But then again, I was like, why do I feel embarrassed? I made it to the Olympia, to 214. I made it to the Olympia stage, you understand? But still, it's like, as you say, I'm competitive, so when I do something, I want to win, I want to go for, I didn't expect myself to win, but I was like hoping for maybe top 10, you understand? And then you play 16, 15, like, damn, one of the last, or the last even, me and JoJo. So I really felt embarrassed, yeah.
Well, you're right. You shouldn't be embarrassed. Everybody's on that stage, or they're like, they're awesome, right? I mean, truly, like that's how you get there. You can't get there if you're not.
I felt embarrassed there, but
But nowadays, well, you're certainly not embarrassing yourself these days. You definitely look good, and you're improving every year. And I think that when this next year will be really fun to see you come back to the Arnold. My guess is you're shooting for another win, another victory there, and I think you should.
This is what we're going for, yeah.
And then, so the strategy for you is not necessarily to get bigger; it's to really sort of refine.
Yes, but refine, but a bit. Let's say 2 kgs more than I was at Olympia.
Okay.
Then I'm at my finest. Then I know, like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, and that's what I lost between that time that I got injured and Olympia.
Okay.
So
when what's your favorite part of this whole bodybuilding stuff? For some people, it's actually being on stage. For other people, it's the training. What is it for you?
Everything. The training is fun. It's like it's hard. It's hard. I don't want to go always, but it's fun. To be on stage for me, like the routines. That's like the most fun part for me. You can express yourself, and that's the most fun part for me. And of course the comparison with the guys, of course, then we get to see how far we can go, how strong you are, you understand, can you keep up with another guy, so, and it's like, and I always know, like a lot of guys, when we post, they will take the time to do a post, and by that time I'm standing like for 30 seconds already. But I don't mind. They think they are playing me like I'm going to get tired or something like that. But for me, it's helping me because I get harder. You understand? So I don't mind. Yeah.
I always think it's more beneficial to get in your post first.
Yes,
So the judges can see you longer. They get to see you longer.
That's what Flex told me when I was doing the show with Dexter last year when I won the Arnold Classic. It was like, you have to be the first one. It doesn't matter. Don't wait for them, because eventually I was looking at them like, why they wait so long? So I was like waiting for them as well. He said, don't wait for them, because you doing the first post shows you are superior over them. You understand? So do the first one and just hold it. You understand? I'm like, okay, Yeah, so that was some good advice. Yeah.
Now now that you've been in the sport a little while, and you've met, everybody. Have you had some good, some wonderful relationships that were surprising that you developed, that surprised you in the industry?
Yes.
Because everybody knows everybody. People don't realize how small the community really is, especially at the high level. Like, everybody kind of knows everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm to be honest with you, I'm cool with most of the guys. With some guys, I'm more closer than other guys. But average, I'm cool with all the guys, man. I have problem with no other guy. Even with the guys from other division, I'm cool with everybody. Yeah, and I want to keep it that way.
I think it's fun to always see that. One of the things that people criticize this current age of bodybuilding is that the camaraderie isn't there. But I would disagree. I think that all the guys at the top level.
If it was up to me, I would train with any other guy every other day of the week. You understand? Just like back in the days, the way these guys were doing training with each other, even though they compete with each other, like Chris and Flex. That's me. Even when Rudy gets to Holland and I know he's here, hey, come, let's go and work out. Go and work out. We make a video out of it. Yeah, and that's how it's supposed to be. You understand? Even though on stage is rivalries, off stage we should be like, like comrades. You understand? And train together. You guys even train and eat together. We don't even. Some guys are even scared to show what they are eating. That's going to help ridiculous. You understand?
There's no secrets here, man. There's no secrets. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so.
Now, of the current guys, who, or maybe even somebody who you've seen coming up, is there someone that you've looked at and said, "Wow, this guy's exciting"?
I like the new guy, Patrick Moore.
Okay.
Yeah. And I talk with him backstage as well. Trying to give him my advice. Understand? So yeah, I think and he's hungry. You understand? Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I like that you like that you really like the competitive spirit, and that's wonderful. It's not just because bodybuilding can be a very individual sport. I know a lot of guys who just it's very inward.
They close themselves. Yeah. They close themselves, shut themselves. They build a wall and nobody can get in. And it's and even sometimes at the athletes meeting, some athletes, you will say hi, and they don't want to even say shit to you. You're like, what up, man? I prep too, I did the same preparation like you did. You understand? I faced the same shit that you faced too. So I'm laughing. Why can't you laugh or even say hello? You understand? So yes. Some of these guys, yeah.
Well, I can definitely tell. I can definitely tell after the judging is over, people lighten up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're just smiling again. They're talking all day, talking too much even. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of competitive. I remember back when I was competing, everybody wanted to just sort of surprise everybody, and I always, like, I'm gonna come out of nowhere, like. That's not a good idea. Like, just I said, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. You're gonna have a good physique. You're gonna win. But you seem to always be very open. I like it when you're at the press conferences and stuff that you're always very, very open about how you feel. And I guess maybe it's because I'm a feeling guy. Like I trust that. Like everyone wants to. I don't like the canned responses that people want to give. Like these politically correct responses. Tell me what you really think, and it's okay. I'm not going to hold it against you.
Yeah. And they think exactly what you're saying. They think people will hold it against them. Some people will, and so what? You still got to say what you wanted to say. It's you. Yeah. You want to change because of somebody don't like it what you're saying. So say what you want to say. As long as you don't hurt others with it. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, and we all have the right. Each one of us has the right to be able to feel what we want to feel.
And that's why that's the reason why I love my city and I love this country. You understand? Yeah.
Why is that? Tell
speech. You understand?
It's what?
Free mind of speech. You understand?
Oh, okay.
Yes. You understand? don't hold back. You understand? You can say whatever you want to say as long as you don't hurt others. You understand? So feel free. Yeah.
Do you? So I'm curious because I haven't been to the Netherlands, but it's on my list to go.
Yeah.
But how would you compare the people there and the atmosphere there in terms of like people's sensibilities and here in the United States? Because I predominantly live in the United States.
Yeah.
I got my complaints about my stuff, about my own country, but and I have a very much a liking for European sensibilities. They don't seem so uptight.
I think you can, but but with you is different with every state. You know,
Right.
in some state the people are friendly, in other state they are, you know, like in Europe when you get there, even with customs, you know, they be like, you know, I haven't done anything, man. You know, so
I'm a businessman.
they be talking, you know, like maybe it's like they don't like the job. I don't know, you know. And in some other states, it's like they are so happy to see you, you know, welcome, and you know, I wish you could stay longer, you know, like, you know. So it's different, and I think more the Dutch people, you know, with all respect for you know, USA, it's like we are more sober.
Okay.
You know, like more sober, you know, like,
Like
white is white, black is white, black is black. You understand?
Right.
So not too difficult, and you understand? So, yeah.
Well, there's every culture I think has their own unique sort of or their own mixture of sensibilities. So like I like I've never been there, but I am actually part Dutch. I have a small sliver of it in me. But I've never been there. Well, what is some of the, like, I know you travel around a lot and you've been around everywhere, and so coming from a poor neighborhood and now you get to travel the world, like what is some of the coolest places or things that you've done out there that you think that in recent?
Coolest thing. The one place that I really liked was the first time in Melbourne.
Oh, cool.
It was. I found it so beautiful over there. You know, the weather was great. It was like, you know, like a total different world to me. You know, so and late, I think Brazil as well.
Brazil, okay.
Rio was also really nice, but the only problem there was like we had to do a photo shoot like for the whole day, so I wasn't really happy about that. You know? So, with Pearl, you know.
Pearl.
So he was killing me, but it was the best picture ever, you know. But he killed me, you know. So, which one place? South Africa, Cape Town.
What was that like?
A beautiful, man. Because I'm from Africa myself, and my first time over there, I was like, "What? Is this Africa?" You know, I'm like, this look even better than Europe and all the stuff, you know. I'm like,
so where's Ghana in relationship? Where's that in relationship?
Ghana is at the west.
Okay.
Yeah, at the west coast. Yeah, Gold Coast, West Africa. So it's like, it's I think that the straight same line to South Africa with the plane.
Right.
Know,
Gotcha.
So, but Cape Town was really, it was, you know, of course you have some neighborhoods a little bit, you know, but most part is really beautiful. I think,
I've heard only great things about South Africa and that area. That's beautiful, and the people are nice, and that's really.
And the food is cheap, man.
So now, what kind of
steak is so cheap?
Really,
you pay a lot of money for steak. Yeah, I think steak is cheaper than chicken.
Well, when I was talking to Luke, I was asking him about. I asked him if he noticed the quality of food. Now, I'm very conscious of this because I'm a nutritionist and I have to do this all the time. I'm very conscious of quality of food, and I know that here in the United States we focus on producing a lot of food. So we produce a lot, but the quality sucks, in my opinion. I don't think it's compared to the UK or other countries where you have a lot more strict laws. But what would you say?
It's different because I think we had this discussion a few weeks ago. About especially when we come from here, you know, the food with the prep, and we get as soon as we get to Vegas or Olympia or to Ohio, you know, we start in Ohio. Most of the time we eat in the hotels, but like in Vegas, we hired an apartment in a resort, you know, and we cook for ourselves, and the food it tastes different, you know.
So you're buying the food at the grocery store, and then you cook it in your
yes.
So it doesn't taste.
Yes.
What would
it doesn't taste the way it tasted 2-3 days ago when I left
when
home.
you were at home. So
Yeah,
now, go ahead.
and I take the same how you say that seasoning, the same seasoning that I use at home. I take it with me as well, to give it a little bit taste, and it just tastes different. Even the rice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So do you think that it affects the way you look? Because I mean, the meat, obviously, whatever's going in. Do you think, or has it made much of a difference for you?
I don't think it can make that big of a difference in such a short time, because you've been prepping like for 4 months, and then like 4 or 5 days won't really harm you that much, So I just think like it's because of that you can get as much as food inside and protein inside as you want to, because it takes you almost an hour to get one meal in.
Isn't that bad?
Yeah, man.
I believe you.
I know, especially if you can use salt as well. You understand? Right. You have to take out your salt. It's terrible, man.
Well, if you gotta flavor it up just to eat it, then there's something that's saying something about the food.
I think, but I from the restaurant, I don't have really bad experience.
Well, they add. Sometimes the restaurants will add a lot of stuff.
I think so. They make it nicer than it is.
Well, I just know that the quality of things like chicken and beef is pretty good. At least, and Luke agrees. Sometimes it can oftentimes be pretty good, but it's the chicken and stuff like that. I think, and it's because we overproduce it. We use all these hormones and chemicals. And I don't think that you guys over there in the UK and
not as bad as the US, but
no,
still,
because I think you have a lot more. Canada and many other countries. There's a lot more laws that govern what you can do.
Yeah, there is.
So, which is good.
Even with supplements, some supplements, from South Africa, like from a sponsor, like some supplements from South Africa can come to the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they just don't approve it?
Because there are some substance in it was not approved in UK or Europe. For instance, so. Yeah.
What is we're pretty liberal when it comes to some of that stuff. I oftentimes think that if you can make a profit on it, then they'll let you sell it.
As long as you pay your tax over it as well, then they're good.
I know. Not as bad as China, but China's all right. But
they're worse.
Yeah, probably. But have you been? I'm sure you've been to Asia, in like China or. No,
that's the one place I never went to. I supposed to go in 2015 for a show, the China Pro show. I can't remember, but I didn't get my visa.
Oh,
I didn't get it yet. We applied too late, and it takes so I didn't get my visa and I couldn't go. Yeah.
Oh wow! Have you been to any place in Asia like Japan or Thailand? No. Oh wow.
No.
Okay. Well,
just a pass through Singapore.
Oh.
Transit, and then get back in the plane. Yeah.
I think they'll probably love you, man. They, but, I've only heard wonderful things. I've been to Thailand. I've been to some other places, but I liked it. I think the food is different. They don't eat the only advice I would give you is be prepared to order multiple entrees because they don't serve a lot of meat. I mean, the Asian people are tiny people. They don't eat like the same quantities. But it's good. It's good quality. So
I will try that for a vacation one time.
So now, do you take vacations throughout the year?
Yeah, I try to. Especially with my family now. But now with we had a lot of things going on, after the Olympia. So also with the new baby. So this year we couldn't go nowhere. So next year, as soon as after the show, Arnold Classic, we're going to my country, Ghana, to open my gym.
Yeah. Oh wow! So you're gonna open a gym? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So tell me about that. Like what's going on with that? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's been like since they started like around the summertime.
Okay.
Building a gym like 2 floors. Like ground floor and first floor.
This is in Ghana.
Yes, in Ghana.
So
just from scratch.
So why did you decide to open the gym there instead of like in where you're at in the Netherlands?
Because in the Netherlands they got so much gyms over here, so much good quality gyms over here. So in Ghana they have gyms, but not with quality. You see a lot of guys, they even train with bricks and that
I've
kind of
seen
stuff,
this.
car engines,
And they got
so
pretty
yeah.
decent physiques.
Yeah, they have. So imagine if these guys had the same opportunity, the same equipment, the same supplement that we take, understand? They will kill the industry, I know for sure, So a lot of guys, even when I started, I had a lot of arguments with people were telling me, you are using steroids. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I didn't even know what that was. No, seriously. In my amateur days, I didn't touch nothing. And people didn't believe me. I'm like, why you don't believe me? I don't even know what this is, So yeah, so a lot, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of times, people, when they see a great physique, they just automatically assume.
Yes, so a lot of talents are walking over there, but it's just they have no opportunities, no money, So I was like, okay, let me build a gym here, and it's just for everyone, for the rich and famous, for the poor people, anybody can come there. And with me, it's like, if I build a gym here, I can make money. If I build a gym in Ghana, I don't make money. If I make money, it will be like 20 years from now. You understand? But that's not the point. The point is, to give something back, because that's where everything started. I went to Ghana in 1994. My mom sent me back because I was, that time with the justice. And so she sent me back. I stayed there for like 11 months. And I trained there with the guys, my neighbors, with the car engines and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I was like, one day when I get, the chance, I will, make sure we have something better to train in.
That's awesome. I think that's really wonderful that you're giving back and that you're giving an opportunity to some of those athletes, because, man, like, who knows what, I mean, like, I think, like I was saying earlier, some of the most exciting athletes that I'm seeing coming are into the sport are from other countries, and we haven't even touched some of these countries that some of these, especially in places like Ghana, because so now I'm guessing that the majority of people there, they just don't have a lot of income to be able to. Is it because there's no industry, or why is that?
It's difficult there, man. Like, even for the educated one, so even bank manager doesn't earn that much. My cousin, he's like a teacher. He gets like 150 euro for a month.
Can he live on that?
He has to.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
wow. So,
so
is the government? Are they trying to help with him? Like, it just seems like
I don't really know much about the politics there. When I don't want to get myself into it. I'm trying to do the best that I can do for the people over there, especially for the youth over there. And also with the gym, I'm not going to make it ridiculous. You understand? I'm going to make it something that's payable, because I know what the income is for most people over there. So I'm not going to try to get money out of people, So I'm going to try to make it accessible for anybody, and that's my point. As long as they don't break my stuff.
Don't break my shit. Do you go back to Ghana often, or you do?
Yeah, this year I went. I've been like 3 times because of the gym. Yeah, no, most of my family. I still got some family over there, but the more important one to me, my grandma, my grandfather, they're both there. So and most of my mom's sisters, brothers, they're all in Europe. So I don't really have. The only time that I go there is for my cousin, and to give something back, to do something over there, start business over there. I'm doing also some things with the government as well.
Nice.
Like treasure bills and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
What is that? What do you mean?
Treasure bills.
What's that?
It's like that's like if you have like money on the bank, like the government can work with the bank, to how you say that, to use your money to build a country, something like that.
So like bonds and like we used to have these bearer bonds. Yes. So like, cool.
And then you get a profit out of it, every 3 months.
So everybody benefits.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, good.
So and hopefully, if everything goes well, hopefully with God's will, I do good with the Honor Classic. We can start another gym in another city. So this gym will be in Kumasi, and I want one also in Accra, because these are the two capitals, the two big cities in the Ghana. So
how would you know what the population of the country is? How many people are in the country roughly?
Man.
Are those cities big cities? Are they big cities?
Yeah, quite big. Yeah,
Okay.
but compared to the USA, not big because you guys can drive like 8 hours to another state. We don't do that, man. Yeah. So.
Well, what else are you looking forward to this coming year? I'm just curious. What other kinds of things are you doing? I know most of the time you spend is all bodybuilding, but is there anything, what else is going on?
Also busy with apartments.
Oh, so like you invest in real estate?
Yeah. But
you're like following in Arnold Schwarzenegger's footsteps, like that. I think he did stuff like that. Like
I think I heard from my mom, and my uncle that my dad did the same thing that I was doing, that I'm trying to do. He did that before, So yeah, so that says everything. Yeah.
That's
I was also in construction as well, before I got into the bodybuilding. So that's what I learned when I was, inside. Yeah, so I learned carpenter, in the construction. So, and I always wanted to, buy properties, and then just buy it, and then build houses, apartments on it, and just rent them.
Oh, okay.
And also, I got more plans, but we all got plans, but we need the money to make it, happen.
What's the cost of living like there in the Netherlands? Is it pretty good? I mean, most of Europe, I think it's not cheap, but it's not like
we good. We can't complain. Even people that sleep on the street don't even complain. People who don't even have job, they get money from the government. You understand? Not as much as they will get when they work, but they still get enough money to survive. Through a month. You understand? So, and that's one bad thing as well, because it motivates people to not to go to work at all. Because they getting paid anyway. You understand? So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think motivation comes from a sense of purpose, and some people have it. Some people find it in their life, and some people don't. Right?
No, yeah, that's true.
And you can't force that, I guess.
That's true. No, that's true.
But it seems like it's working. Like it seems like I've only heard good things about it.
Yeah, it is good. That's why I just like the system here. We can't complain. At least I don't. So I don't, know a lot about politics, but the ratings is going to me. It's good. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people here in the States complain a lot. Yeah. Everybody's got something to fucking complain about.
that's we always say like your worst day is somebody's best day.
Right.
So so
it's all about perspective.
That's what we keep in mind. Yeah.
Well, I think also it's, to me, it always feels like the United States a lot, and I'm not trying to bag on everybody in the United States because I'm a U.S. citizen too, but it feels like it's that entitled child that is complaining about the small stuff of life.
Yeah. I guess me like that. Yeah.
We think we're the center of the world, but really we're the least educated of what's going on in the world. I think. I think it's getting better, but because people in Europe,
yes, because what we learn at school, don't forget, we learned that USA is like at school the police of the world.
Yes, I don't know if that's a good thing, man.
That's what we learned. USA is the police of the world,
I'm not sure if that's such a good title to have. I don't know. I'd rather we all do it together. You know what I mean?
And everybody wanted to go to the USA. As a kid, everybody, it's the land of dreams. All the movie stars come from there. Everything you watch on television comes from there. So everybody wanted to be there. But when you grow up, you get to fly around, see the world, then you will see other places that are as much beautiful as the USA as well, So
that's interesting.
But that's the one thing that they put in our mind at school already.
I think that happens a lot in many other countries too, where you have this vision of what the United States is like, or what comes from the United States, this land of opportunity and dreams. And I get it. I totally get it, because in many respects there are a lot of truths to it. But what was that like for you growing up and then coming here and experiencing your own success? I'm just curious, what was that like? Were you disenchanted, or was it a wake up call? Like, oh man, the USA is not as great as I thought.
The USA is a beautiful country. You got some beautiful states. It's like here, same thing. Some places are not worth it, to even bring a visit to, but and some are really beautiful places to go to, So it's the same thing in every country, and the same thing with USA as well, But for me, it's like, like I said, I like shooting. I like, for fun, but, I wouldn't want to live over there, because I don't want to get shot on the street because, I tell somebody what I feel or what I think, you understand?
That's
And,
right.
we get in an argument and he just pull up a gun and shoot me and I die for nothing. You understand what I mean? He goes to court, he probably get maybe, like, on his head, like, don't do it again. And yeah, you understand? So, and also for my kids, I'm like, I would like blame myself because I had the opportunity to go there through my sponsor like a few years ago, but I didn't. Well, I don't want to get that. And we see a lot of things that's going on here. You would never hear, hey, somebody got shot at school or whatsoever. You understand? When such thing happen, it's outside of school.
Right.
It's outside of school time. It's not in school. You understand what I mean? So in school, we feel safe. So when I bring my children to school, I know, I don't have to worry. Some crazy guy will go inside or some ex-student will come inside. And you understand what I mean?
That's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only negative thing, from US, and it happens a lot. And it's nothing that's really being done to, stop that, So, and of course, guns don't kill people. People kill people.
That's right.
You understand? But you need to make a law, find a way, like, how do these people get to that?
Yeah, I think... Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I think there's a lot of big issues surrounding the gun control and surrounding all this here in the United States. Everybody falls back on this First Amendment.
Yeah, that's why. Don't let us go too deep into this before you get some haters and understand some, threats and.
I'm like you. At the end of the day, I just want my kids to be safe. I want everyone to be safe. I want everyone to be able to fulfill their dreams and not have somebody shooting people.
True.
There's a what? So when when do you start your prep for the Arnold?
I already started like a week ago.
Oh,
I started. No, I started. Now we got like 11 weeks Friday.
Yeah, so probably a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, one and a half week ago because I got a message from Bob Lorimer, and I told him to give me till 15 December. So I will know for sure if I can compete. But in the meantime, I will start already preparing.
Okay.
So
you said and I know you said
yes. I gave him the green light. So
what was the deciding factor? Were you just your health, just making sure that your body was
my
good?
health. Yes, plus my injury as well. So according to my physio, it should be better by February.
Okay.
So
you think
but it's getting better. It's like 80%, 85% now. And before it was like 20%, even less. Yeah.
So it was mostly the nerves in the back that was causing the issues?
No, in the leg.
Oh, in the leg. Okay. You felt it.
It was from the back, all the way to the side, over my knee, and then coming up again.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know how they call it. It's like a nerve they call it. It's all the way from your back and goes sideways of your leg. And then it like goes around and then comes from the inside of your knees, comes up again.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So some people have sciatica issues and some people have other kinds of issues that are related to those kind of nerve issues because, those nerves run all the way through. But they can be painful and distracting.
Yeah. So we had to do some, with needle stuff.
Acupuncture.
Yeah. So, but it's getting better now, much better.
Okay, good. Well, man, good luck on. I know I'm sure you'll recover, and I'm sure your prep will go smoothly, and so that's good. But then once you're done with that, you'll kind of go a little off season, and then prep again in the summer for the Olympia.
Exactly. Yeah. Just take some few months off. I take 2.5 months. And then some vacation, and then get back to prep again.
Do you think, so like this next year, you think you could beat Brandon?
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Why not?
I think the more interesting story is that it'll be, this year's Olympia will be really interesting because Phil's probably going to come. I'm sure Phil will come back. I'm sure of it, and and so we'll have, of course, Brandon and then of course you, and so we have all these really. And I think Rami's going to come back. Although I'm on the fence.
I hope so.
I really, he's one of those competitors that he has gotten a lot of attention and and sort of fallen short a little bit at times, and such wonderful potential. But I know he's like a sweetheart of a guy, a really nice fella. I really want to see him nail it. At least.
Me too. No, definitely.
But it'll be
you're not the only one. You're talking for millions of people. Yeah.
Who do you see, like, when you prep for, like, the Olympia, and because there's all these great, there's all these wonderful, great competitors. You're in this group. How do you target somebody? Do you say, hey, man, or do you just focus on you? I mean, everyone does it different. Because what motivates you when you do that process?
I focus more. I focus on myself, because in the beginning I was playing games, putting pictures out of myself. That was like, then I would be like, this is me, like, a week ago or like 2 weeks ago, trying to see what the reaction will be. And that was like in the time when Phil was even competing, and I could even see them even watching my stories, for the first time. And I would be like, show my girlfriend, look, just watching me, so yeah, those times. So Phil was one of my, motivators, who pushed me, to be my best, because I wanted to beat him, and I was always hoping, to be the one, to beat Phil, so yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Well, you might have another shot this next year or this coming year.
Yeah, you think he's gonna come?
I think he probably will. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, he hasn't said in so many words, but my guess is, I think he want. I know in previous.
I think Kai Green did the same thing. Kai Green said the same thing. I think every year, people thought Kai will come. It's been like 4 years old.
I know.
4 years now, 3 years.
I think the difference between the two guys there is that Phil has won it several times, of course, and so he knows that he can do this. And Kai, I think Kai can too. But to be perfectly honest, I think he's got a great physique. But the problem is that he doesn't believe it. I know. I don't think he believes that he's that he's like they're just not going to get to.
I honestly think there's more to it. I don't think
there might be.
I think it's more. Yeah, I think it's more of like, like being used as a doormat. That's what I think. The whole situation that was around Kai, the Olympian whole thing, and I think that's still haunts him, and I think that still is a part of the issue why he's not stepping on stage. Because after that, he stepped on stage at the Arnold's, right? Right,
he did.
But not at the Olympia.
Not the Olympia.
You understand what I mean?
And it confused me because
he's trying to make a point. That's my feeling.
He's trying to make a point. In my way of thinking, he's got nothing to prove to anybody. He's successful. He's been a fantastic bodybuilder, and he's built an unbelievable career.
That's what I mean. And so he doesn't need.
He doesn't need to. But if he if it was me, I would. There was only one question I would ask myself. Is this gonna be fun for me? Is this gonna add value to my life by doing the Olympia, even if I got second or third, even if it doesn't matter? Like, will it? And if it would, and I'm a competitor at heart. I got into the sport for it to compete, and I loved competing. I competed for from 1989 till like 2000. I think it was like 15, 16, 2000 or. Yeah, so just like a couple of years ago. So like for many years. So
I understand. But I don't think Phil is gonna
really. Well, he may not. I don't know.
Think it's gonna. If he did a show, he probably would do the Arnolds.
Really?
If he did a show, that's what I think. Same thing like I did. That's what I think. If you would do a show, you probably do the Arnolds. So I don't think. Or even the new show from The Rock.
Oh yeah. It's going to be big. We'll see.
Because maybe it's like, there's a lot of, I think these guys, just making a point, he could have done it this year.
Well, he, like you said, it doesn't really need to do it.
No.
It has to it would have to add value to his life or benefit him in some way, in some bigger way. And because it's not about the money or anything like that anymore. And it's certainly not about the visibility because he's got plenty of it,
Yeah. I think it's more statement, man.
Yeah.
It's a statement, yeah.
Well, so no matter what, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Arnold.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Olympia because I know you'll be at both places.
Thank you,
and I want you to have a really wonderful and successful prep, a healthy one. And I want your family to, and hopefully have a wonderful holiday season for your family.
Yes, I have to give something back to them. Yeah.
Well, tell everybody who wants to get a hold of you for appearances or whatever, how can they get a hold of you?
My biography on Instagram.
Okay.
My email, williambonac.com. So not William, it's William without the A. WilliamBonac.com.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a strange email, But
well, yeah. William, I have had a wonderful time talking to you, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. And I know it's like, what is it, like 9 hours difference or so, 8 hours difference?
So I need to go to the gym myself. The guys are waiting for me.
Okay, yeah, you need to go to the gym. So I appreciate you. Hold on the line after I stop the record for a second. But thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you, man. I'll talk to you again for sure. And have a wonderful prep, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Say hi to the family, man.
I will, man.
Handle your high with Tadayoshi.